The importance of integrating arts and movement in education. There are many benefits of integrating art and movement in the curriculum. For example, with theater arts, through their experience in theater and dance, students learn to break down the mechanics of body language. They encounter different ways of moving and learn how those movements communicate different emotions.
I think drama education is really critical in students learning those interpersonal skills that can be setting them up for success in future pathways. So when they go into careers, they need to be creative. They need to be able to work with people they don't necessarily get along with. Being able to learn that in a drama environment before they get into the workforce. We can Google facts, but we can't Google how you relate to the person sitting at the desk next to you.
It really helps people build their confidence and their ability to understand the world around them and the people around them. It gives you an insight to how other people see the world.
Drama is one of those unique subjects which you can't teach from a textbook, you can't teach from a whiteboard. It's all about experiences. One of the best things about bringing students to the theatre is the aha moments. That's what theatre is all about, is questioning and holding a mirror up to its audience and going, what do you see yourself in and what do you acknowledge that you never knew before?
Drama creates a family. It's important to have a safe haven at school, and learning confidence and love and being able to see the world through different perspectives is a very valuable lesson in life.
With music, the more music skills children have, the greater their degree of phonological awareness and development. Music perception taps and enhances auditory areas that are related to successfully learning to read. Of all the academic subjects, mathematics seems to be the most closely connected to music. Music relies on fractions for tempo and on time divisions for pacing, octaves, and chord intervals. Here's a video on playing an instrument and how it benefits your brain.
Did you know that every time musicians pick up their instruments, there are fireworks going off all over their brain? On the outside, they may look calm and focused, reading the music and making the precise and practiced movements required. But inside their brains, there's a party going on. How do we know this? Well, in the last few decades, neuroscientists have made enormous breakthroughs in understanding how our brains work by monitoring them in real time with instruments like fMRI and PET scanners. When people are hooked up to these machines, tasks such as reading or doing math problems each have corresponding areas of the brain where activity can be observed. But when researchers got the participants to listen to music, they saw fireworks. Multiple areas of their brains were lighting up at once as they processed the sound, took it apart to understand elements like melody and rhythm, and then put it all back together into unified musical experience. And our brains do all this work in the split second between when we first hear the music and when our foot starts to tap along. But when scientists turned from observing the brains of music listeners to those of musicians, the little backyard fireworks became a jubilee. It turns out that while listening to music engages the brain in some pretty interesting activities, playing music is the brain's equivalent of a full-body workout. The neuroscientists saw multiple areas of the brain light up, simultaneously processing different information in intricate, interrelated, and astonishingly fast sequences. But what is it about making music that sets the brain alight? The research is still fairly new, but neuroscientists have a pretty good idea. Playing a musical instrument engages practically every area of the brain at once, especially the visual, auditory, and motor cortices. And as with any other workout, disciplined, structured practice in playing music strengthens those brain functions, allowing us to apply that strength to other activities. The most obvious difference between listening to music and playing it is that the latter requires fine motor skills, which are controlled in both hemispheres of the brain. It also combines the linguistic and mathematical precision in which the left hemisphere is more involved, with the novel and creative content that the right excels in. For these reasons, playing music has been found to increase the volume and activity in the brain's corpus callosum, the bridge between the two hemispheres, allowing messages to get across the brain faster and through more diverse routes. This may allow musicians to solve problems more effectively and creatively in both academic and social settings. Because making music also involves crafting and understanding its emotional content and message, musicians often have higher levels of executive function, a category of interlinked tasks that includes planning, strategizing, and attention to detail, and requires simultaneous analysis of both cognitive and emotional aspects. This ability also has an impact on how our memory systems work. And indeed, musicians exhibit enhanced memory functions, creating, storing, and retrieving memories more quickly and efficiently. Studies have found that musicians appear to use their highly connected brains to give each memory multiple tags, such as a conceptual tag, an emotional tag, an audio tag, and a contextual tag, like a good internet search engine. So how do we know that all these benefits are unique to music as opposed to, say, sports or painting? Or could it be that people who go into music were already smarter to begin with? Neuroscientists have explored these issues, but so far they have found that the artistic and aesthetic aspects of learning to play a musical instrument are different from any other activity studied, including other arts. And several randomized studies of participants who showed the same levels of cognitive function and neural processing at the start found that those who were exposed to a period of music learning showed enhancement in multiple brain areas compared to the others. This recent research about the mental benefits of playing music has advanced our understanding of mental function, revealing the inner rhythms and complex interplay that make up the amazing orchestra of our brain.
With visual art, the Arts Education Partnership identified the role visual arts play in student success. Their research suggests that participating in visual arts like painting, drawing, and other crafts can cultivate skills for learning, boost students' academic achievement, and enhance the educational experience of traditionally underserved students. Dance and movement. Dance education contributes to students' physical, emotional, and social well-being by providing a method of physical awareness and fitness, an outlet for creativity and personal expression, and a means to develop social-emotional skills such as self-management, relationship skills, and responsible decision-making. Quote, arts education doesn't mean that your ambition is to grow up to be a painter, but you can use that kind of thinking and apply it to anything else. Business, engineering, science, and be better at it. You succeed more, and you bring more to the world because you have these abilities that came from outside of your discipline. David Byrne. The importance of arts education is featured in this video where David Byrne is being interviewed.
There's a big issue probably in other places in the world, but we feel it a lot here in the States. The funding for arts education is always under stress. And the school boards are wondering, do we cut the art? Do we keep the science? And there's tension. We know this. And I brought that up with David Byrne, and he had strong views on that as well. Let's check it out.
In order to really succeed in whatever, math and the sciences and engineering like that, you have to be able to think outside of the box, and you have to be creative problem solving. And the way those disciplines are taught is not totally creative. The creative thinking...
Not at all.
Not at all. It's more like, this is this, this is this, this is this. The creative thinking is in the arts. A certain amount of arts education doesn't mean that your ambition is to grow up to be a painter, but you can use that kind of thinking and apply it to anything else, business, engineering, science.
And be better at it.
And you're better at that. You succeed more and you bring more to the world because you have these abilities that came from outside of your discipline. So bringing different worlds together has definite tangible benefits, and to kind of cut one or separate them is to injure them and cripple them.
Enhanced cognitive development. Studies reveal that the arts may prime our neural circuitry for a much broader range of activities, boosting crucial cognitive and social functions like focus, spoken and written language, self-control, and empathy.
It's easy to forget that drawing, music, and dancing are ancient forms of expression. They were present in our earliest communities, even when, as a species, we had almost no margin for error. So, what happens to our brains on art? Why do we engage in it at all? New studies reveal that the arts may prime our neural circuitry for a much broader range of activities, boosting crucial cognitive and social functions like focus, spoken and written language, self-control, and empathy. In 2016, for example, researchers exposed babies to simple melodies and found that it made them more sensitive to the underlying rhythms of spoken language. Brain scans revealed powerful responses in the auditory cortex of the infants, of course, but also recorded greater activation in the prefrontal cortex, the seat of executive functions like attention and self-control. Linking music to a set of cognitive skills that are amongst the most reliable predictors of success in school and in life. A 2019 study found similar results in adult musicians, but those weren't the only surprises in store for researchers. A high-quality 2019 study tracked over 10,000 students as they danced, performed in plays, or took part in music and visual arts programs. In addition to performing better on writing tests, researchers concluded they were better behaved, had greater compassion for others, and were more engaged in school. And there was excellent news in the visual arts too. A 2018 study found that drawing what you're learning is far superior to writing and also beats out other techniques like visualizing, even if you're just producing simple sketches. So asking your students to draw as they compose stories or learn about cells or solar systems should pay big dividends in the end. The idea that the arts are merely extracurriculars, while deeply ingrained, is also bunk. Increasingly, the research shows that the arts are powerful tools for making sense of the world, not so terribly different from, say, mathematics or the written word.
Emotional expression and well-being. The arts are a powerful tool for promoting social-emotional learning because they allow students to explore and express their emotions, understand and appreciate the perspectives of others, and learn how to work together and solve problems collaboratively. And some of this includes self-expression, empathy, collaboration, communication, conflict resolution, self-expression, self-regulation, cultural understanding, and self-reflection. All of these are considered 21st century skills because when students are able to learn these, they're able to get along and collaborate better for better outcomes in school and in the future in the workplace. Emotional well-being also, with art, gives kids a sense of purpose, especially if they're struggling with difficulties or social issues, difficulties in learning, that is. Relaxation. Practicing art can be like a form of meditation, and they may discover a lifelong passion. Kids may go on to become artists and professional craftspeople. Arts can reduce anxiety and depression. Arts and crafts can help people unwind and feel happier and calmer. And it's also a bonding opportunity. Arts and crafts can provide an opportunity to spend time together as a family. Movement and cognitive function. Movement increases cognitive function, but it also aids in learning motor skills. Movement during class helps students use up some kinesthetic energy so they can settle down and concentrate better later. Mild exercise before a test can calm anxiety and improve cognitive performance. So does teaching dance to all students in K-8 classrooms. Dance techniques help students become more aware of their physical presence, spatial relationships, breathing and timing, and rhythm and movement. With movement activities that promote physical fitness, coordination, and motor skills development and contribute to the overall health and well-being of students, it's important that students can take movement breaks throughout the day. That can definitely support students. That also results in better learning outcomes. All in all, combining the arts with movement, activities that spark creativity and inspire innovative thinking in learners, encourages collaboration, and it supports the development of the student as a whole person. Learning is supported by using many modalities and engaging the brain in a variety of ways. And references include the following: